This is the start of my video. I'm talking to myself and the dog thinks I've gone a bit weird, but my new gun, not a new gun but a second hand one, but new to me. Sure you know what I mean. Been to the shooting club today at the Greyhound in Coventry, and there'll be a quick, I don't know, 2 minutes, maybe 2.5 minutes shooting the odd target here and there. Very windy, extremely cold, 11 degrees. I left 20 minutes early today because my hands were red raw and I couldn't feel the pellets. But come over here, you. Come over here. Wait, come on over here. Get yourself on video, quick. That's it. Get my little dog here. So to follow is a review of the gun, my thoughts and views. And I will show you a picture at some point within the video clip I bought. Well, thankfully the wife got up this morning and went to Sol there in Tamworth and got me a Hogan silencer. Quite a cheap one, 40 quid, but it did the job, and the gun is very, very quiet compared to how it is with no silencer. Just about blows your ears off. It's really, really loud because it's got a short barrel. I had about I don't know, I didn't count the shots, but I used a single shot tray while I was shooting it. I hit probably 80% of everything right down the range at long distance at 50-60 yards, but extremely strong winds. Some of the targets that I hit, some of the ones I missed, should I say, I missed by a good 3 or 4 inches. Clearly the wind was blowing it to one side. It's a good old range, you know, nearly 200 feet with a sub 12 foot-pound gun. So yeah, really happy with the gun. It shoots just as good as a Gamma Fox, and I wish I'd bought one earlier, I really do. Large capacity, me being left-handed, the lever at the side, fantastic. Not nice and firm, you don't have to pull it hard. As soon as you pull it a little bit, it clicks out, and then a little tiny bit of pressure and out it comes. But I haven't tried it yet with the 14-shot magazine. I was quite happy to plod along with the single shot tray. But so over to the shooting range, and then after that the review on the gun and my thoughts and my views. I'm over the moon with it, and like I say, I wish I'd have bought one earlier. Right then, so try doggy. Bye. There goes. Bit of wind today. Got him. Got it. Oh, bottom of the rat. Got it. It's 45 yarder. Try again. Bottom. Middle. Got it. Well, this is the bell in the car window at 66 yards. There is that little bell. Well, it's not that small, but it is a good distance. You'll hear it go ting if you hit it. Hopefully I will. First shot. Bit of wind down there, but right, it goes. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Yo! Hi all. It's been a few days since I last made a video, so I thought it was only time to make another one. Excuse any howling sounds or whatever you. It's Friday today, I think it's the 25th, and it's blowing a bit of a storm. very, very strong winds across the country. Trees being blown down and all sorts, but so please forgive any loud howling sounds. It's not me and it's not the dog. I was going to say I've bought a gun, but to buy something technically you have to pay for it. And I was down the shooting club, I don't know, maybe 10 days ago, 8 to 10 days ago, and a guy there, I looked at his gun with a bit of interest and says, oh, that looks alright, that'd suit me, that would. Cocking levers on the left. So I didn't shoot it, but he passed it over to me. I had a feel of it and I thought, feels spot on. So he says, oh, I may sell it in the future. I'll give you a shout. I says, okay. I says, I'll tell you what, here's my phone number. I said, if you decide to sell it, send me a message, because I was there on a Wednesday. I not normally go on a Wednesday, I normally go on a Saturday, and he goes on a Wednesday, so I thought in my head the chances of me bumping into him are pretty slim. And there's a notice board up in the gun club that I don't generally go in there and look at, you know, with items for sale. So anyway, a couple of days later I got a message off him. His name's Baz, so I give him a shout out, and he put, I've been thinking about it and I decided I'll sell the gun. Here's the price if you're interested, blah blah. So it went on from there, and I says, I don't get paid till the end of the month, so if you hang on to it for me, I'll come and buy it off you. Bearing in mind I only met this guy a couple of times, know nothing about him, where he lives, he doesn't know where I live, he doesn't know anything about me either. And then he sent me a message saying I'll drop it off at the gun club, pick it up whenever you're ready, and pay me whenever you're ready. So you don't see much trust in this, well, in society at the moment. I was going to say in this country, but you don't see the good old-fashioned trust about, where somebody drops an item off for you who doesn't even know you. So I thought that was extremely kind of him to have trust in someone. So cheers, Baz. So technically I have bought it, but in reality I haven't, because I haven't paid for it, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Anyway, let's show you the gun. I'll give you a good close-up. Take no notice of that giant scope on it, because I've just chucked that on for, I had my first 4 shots. I've had 4 shots with this gun. I've had it 2 or 3 days now, and it's a Friday and it's a gun club tomorrow, or down the shooting range. So it's a Krale puncher np02, and there's a couple of reasons why I fancied this gun, and I think it's a bit of a Marmite gun. It's one of those love it or hate it style guns. My son saw a picture, not of this particular gun, but he saw a picture and he didn't like it. He thought that this part of the butt was very ugly, where the bottle is. But I don't find it ugly. I find it quite sort of nice because it's different. But I've watched hours and hours and hours of various videos from different countries, and I've read stuff and I've listened to people's reviews. There's not that many reviews in this country of this gun, despite the fact that it's been out for, I believe, a couple of years now. Now the retail recommended price of it was £369, so it's quite a budget gun. I watched Steve Allen's video, and he claims that he sold them for 300, but I can't call the man a liar. This is the marine version, so the block and all this, and the barrel and the air cylinder at the front is silver, so they called it the marine. I was told that was slightly dearer than the standard black one. I don't know what the cost of it was. What makes this gun fairly unique is it's got the bottle where the butt is there, what goes into your shoulder, is an air cylinder. It's like a buddy bottle. And then also, under this part, if I can get a bit nearer the camera without wrecking the place, under this part there's another air cylinder. And both combined together give 330 cc's of air. So comparing this to the Gamo Fox, the air cylinder on a Gamo Fox, if I've got my facts correct, so I'm never good at remembering numbers, is 105 cc, and you get 65 to 70 shots. So depending on the weight of your pellet, what you're shooting, this is in 177. You should get somewhere around 170 to 80 shots out of a 177 pellet with this gun when it's full, 200 bar. And they say 200 to 215, 220 with a 2.2. So I've just weighed it. It was a bit awkward to try and do on camera, so you'll have to take my word for it. 8.8 pounds. You have to take my word for it. Every time I get it towards the camera, I can't get it to sort of show you properly. 8.8 pounds, and that's with a scope on it. What else is to mention about this? I'll show you the dangerous end. It's not very good light here, so I'll show you better in a moment, but the manometer is at the end, typically where nobody likes it. And a good design, well, a slightly better design than the Gamo Fox is that you don't have to pull the cap off this to get to the valve. You just turn it. You just turn it to expose the valve, and then when you filled it up, close it. Now that was, you know, it's no big thing, but comes with this on. And tomorrow morning the wife says very kindly she's going to get up early and go to the gun shop for me, because this thing, I haven't measured how many decibels it is. 1/2 inch UNF standard thread on the end for a silencer. But yeah, the wife says she wants to get up and get some shop somewhere early in the morning, so she's going to get up and go to the gun shop. I've already priced one up, and it's going to be black, so I'm going to have to be a bit crude and spray it silver for the meantime, and then I will buy a proper Krale silver one to match the gun, but just for the minute, because I don't want to be deaf. It echoes when you're in there shooting. If somebody's in there with no silencer and they've got a noisy gun. It's got a very short barrel, this gun. It's a carbine, so I will measure it in a moment. I've got a tape measure somewhere, and I'll give you all the specs. Right, I'll get the camera down. You've seen enough of my ugly face, and I'll let you have a close look at the gun. But oh, while I'm here, side cocking. So for me, I'll try and get my head down. For me, it's perfect. I'm left-handed, so I'll support the gun like that while it's in my shoulder. With the right hand, that's taking the weight. And you just get my left hand there, pull it back, job done. So that's perfect for me. So I can be looking down it like this. I'm not used to where the lever is yet because I haven't really used the gun, but get that, cock it, job done. Like I say, I'm going to put a smaller scope on it. I've got to take the one off the Virite, my favourite scope, and put it on here. It will look more well balanced then. But right, I'll get the camera down, face it at the gun, and let you have a good look round it. So here's your buddy bottle, the back end left hand side of the gun, and if you press that button in there, which I can't do because I'm holding the camera with one hand, but if you press that button in, this part of the butt pad goes up and down so you can get it to fit in your shoulder, which I thought is a pretty handy feature. And then looking at the gun from above, a lovely mahogany stock. Obviously it's not a full size one, but there's the engraving, look. Krale Arms, Puncher, np02, and their logo engraved in the wood. I will probably give it some coats of wood varnish to sort of darken it and bring the grain out, because it's quite a matte finish. But it seems durable and tough, and that stippling there is pretty grippy. It's quite nice. So I think the grain will come out in that quite well when it's had some kind of wood treatment to it. Now, this is on the left hand side, and on one video that I've watched of somebody else's, they've said it was a pistol converted to a rifle, which is why the lever is on the left. Now, I've looked high and low, I've looked at various videos, and this gun seems to come in different guises in different countries. I've seen this lever on the right hand side. I'm not sure what country the video came from. And I've also seen one with no lever whatsoever. and it automatically fires. They pull the trigger and it goes at a good, I don't know how many rounds per minute it was going at, but it was going at a good old rate. And that had no lever. Obviously that would be illegal in our country. It has also got a power, 4 different power settings, which you do from the right side of the gun, but the indicator is there on the left. Now in this country obviously 12 foot-pounds on the maximum, but I'll just leave it on the maximum. But if you was in a country where you could have 40 foot-pounds legally, you know, such as America, then as you turn it down, obviously you'll get more shots, but that would be more applicable to another country where they use high power. At the moment it's got a single shot tray in, which comes with a gun, which is there, it just slides in. Quite easy to use. I used it for the first time a couple of hours ago. I've put about 6 shots through this to zero my scope. There's your logo, look, Krale arms, and then it's telling you we're down here. Maximum pressure 200 bar, stroke 2,900 pound per square inch. And something I'd never seen before is your sell by date at the bottom. Use only dry air, maximum 200 bar, read owner's manual, capacity 530cc, produced on the 7th of the 18th, expiry 7/28, so there's 8 years left in this gun. Now I don't know if that means that you have to get the air cylinders checked in another 8 years time, or whether they deem that as the gun's active life and then it's got to be taken out of service. But I would imagine it's related to the air cylinders, so I'd guess you'd have to get it to a gunsmith and get them to check the bottle. I don't know, I presume they stick some kind of camera down it, check it for rust or, you know, some kind of degrading. Whether you can get it recertified for so many years, that bottle, I don't know. Whether it comes off, whether you can screw it off, obviously you can't at the moment because it's under pressure. But I'm going to get some, well, I plan to get some silver scope mounts at a later date, and possibly even a, I don't know, a silver scope maybe. But I'll show you down the dangerous end. The manometer there, look, I know it's upside down, I do apologise. Goes up to 200 bar in the green and 100 when you just start going into the yellow. I don't know how well that's focused, I think that's pretty good. So what else is there to mention with this gun? Oh, the biggest criticism that I've seen is the distance from the butt there to the actual trigger. I don't know if it's called trigger reach, maybe it's called trigger reach, but that's where the gun gets criticised, because the distance from the end to there apparently is 16.1 inches to your finger to the trigger, to that point from the end. And most air rifles are 14 inches, but this one's 16.1. So they're basically saying if you're small framed and got short arms, that will probably be too long for you and you cannot adjust it, the reach, trigger reach. That was one criticism I saw. Doesn't affect me, this gun fits me in the arm perfect, and I'm 5'10". I haven't measured my arms, but fits me perfect. It feels like it was made for me. Cocking lever, it's positive. You don't have to put, I'm not going to load it, but you don't have to put too much pressure in to cock it. Comes back, stops with a positive click, push it back. Probably not as easy as a Virate, but it's not hard by any standards. Metal trigger blade, and some people say out of the box, or I'll talk about the box in a moment, out of the box the trigger is absolutely rubbish. I watched a video, and I'll put a link, or I'll put his name on so you can check out his video if you need to, or if you're interested. Basically you undo the screw there, that Allen headed bolt, that's it, just undo that one, take the stock off, the small stock, and then there's a small sort of connecting rod which goes back or does it go forward? I'm not sure, but I think it goes back, and there's a little nut at the end, and you can turn that anti-clockwise or clockwise to adjust the length of your first stage. And then I won't be able to show you while the actual while this is on, while the stock's on, but when the stock's off, underneath the front of the trigger is one you can adjust for the actual sensitivity of how hard it is to pull. But I haven't used this gun in anger at the shooting range yet, so I don't know if it's going to be too hard or easy or just right. I'm not sure. I never adjusted the gammo, never touched that at all. That was sort of not hard, but more towards hard than soft. I don't like a trigger that you just touch and it goes off. I like one that you have to pull a little bit, but I'll get on to that at some other point. The gun comes with a box. I can't get it in the box with this scope, that's why I'm not showing you the box. I've stuck it in a gun bag for the meantime, because I'm going to change this scope for a smaller one for my favourite scopes going on here, and then it will fit in the box. But it comes with a plastic box. It's not flimsy. It's probably not the thickest, strongest box, but it's quite ample to carry the gun around in. And I've heard people moan about that. Well, your average gun, when you buy one, comes in a cardboard box. So you've got to buy a gun bag or a gun box. They give you one of them for free with this gun for £369. And it's amazing how many people moan about it. You give them stuff for free and they moan about it. Trying to think of anything else I can mention while I'm here. Oh, the rail. It does dovetail or Picatinny. So either mounts what mounting system you have for your scope. That rail will take both of them, which is fairly unique. There's not many guns what will take both systems, but that one does. Well, let's show you the other side. That's the only mark I've noticed on the gun, is that little scratch above the H there. That one. That's the only sort of mark on the gun. There's your power adjustment wheel. There's your single shots tray. It comes with 2 magazines, 14 shot magazines. I haven't used one yet. I've seen it, but I haven't touched it in the box. There's your serial number and made in Turkey by Krale. 1774.5. So yeah, I'm pretty happy and impressed, and if it shoots as accurate as the Gammo Fox, I'll be very, very impressed with the gun. And so far I'm glad that I've sort of bought it. I really am, especially with a high shot count and with the cocking lever being on the left hand side. It suits me to perfection, that does. So any bits I've missed I will include, and at the end of this video I'll show you hopefully hitting some targets at the gun club. It's going to be difficult if it's as windy tomorrow as it has been today, because at 60 yards last week when we had strong winds, my pellet was moving by about 4 inches at 60 yards. So it's more of a you don't aim for something and get it, you have to sort of off aim with your mil dots and try and account for the wind. So it really is hit and miss, you know what I mean. But anyway, that's it so far. Next time you see it will be at the gun club, and it will have a black shiny moderator or silencer on it that I'm going to spray silver for the meantime till I can buy a proper Krale one. Thanks for looking all. Like I say, on the end of this video I'm doing now.